I'm getting caught up. That is to say, not that I am catching up, but that my buddy is catching me up from behind very rapidly. He started just the other week and he is already nearly to where I am on the MSQ, and I simply can't allow that to happen, so there's gonna have to be a lot more sessions that run longer than you think. We're currently in our Farmville UI here, in our barracks, where we can send dudes out for missions. Right now I've got these fellas training so that they'll be able to take a particular task on a little bit more reliably. We'll see how that goes. We'll be able to send them out in 32 minutes. Setting an alarm right now. Be prepared to hear that ting, ting, ting. Almost to level 30 tier, aren't they? Well, we shall see. For now, though, let's swap out of this class that we're wearing. It has no dignity to it at all. We're wearing our recommended gear. Yes, we are. Hop us over to the Paladin again. We don't want to fuck around. And let's resume New Game Plus mode. Where were we even? I think we just finished part 3, is that right? See, this is a description of what we just did. I guess it's fair enough that it should be what it's leading up to. Zoop. Of course, it doesn't just kick us anywhere, it just gives us the quest, which is probably for the best, but it does mean that the blacking out of the screen feels a little odd. All good things. Let's bounce over here. Where exactly were we when we finished up the last one? Was it right here? It probably was, right? Just kind of out in the woods somewhere, I think. Camp Bronze Lake. Yep, this looks familiar. Y'shtola, how you doing? She wants to discuss our next task. The workload... Off to a good start. The workload you've reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is right for the yours, Longpoint. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Is there a new Kill James Bond out? I should check. Not that I have any time for podcasting, with all the responsibilities I've got around here. Where do we want our background music to go? Is 4 too high, do you think? I don't know. Let's bounce over to see Rashat Riki. We have a soda, a tea, and a water. 3 of the fundamental fluids from history in 6 classes. Did they do water in that one? I hope they did. Where am I headed? Rashat Riki is over at High Command. The aft castle it is. Wait, we were just there. God damn it. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, where you run back and forth to the same fucking place over and over again. Hey, Rashat, you miss me? I didn't have permission from the cat to give you the good news yet. Oh boy, city music. It's good to see you, Lieutenant Arwen. Word of your triumph reached me some time ago, but I'm pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit, not Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the warriors of light less keenly, and there can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. Suffice it to say, we're glad to have a Scion in our ranks. Yeah, a plant. I shall relay the details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Scions of the 7th Dawn. Until next time, Lieutenant. Thanks. Y'all better be applauding I'm your superior. There's our link pearl ringing. Longpoint, this is Minfilia. Y'shtola has informed me of your success. You won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and Y'shtola emerged from Ogmoro unscathed, while Tataru and the others seemed as glad as they did of Titan's fall. That's a strange sentiment. Why wouldn't Tataru be happy? You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. Of course, there's much to discuss. Godspeed. Return to the Waking Sands. Zoop, zoop. Horizon. You ready? I guess I usually put you on pause for the approach, don't I? I wonder, can you actually approach from above? Oh, you can. Gives you a whole new appreciation for whatever the fuck's going on over there, that Final Fantasy VIII ass spire. Well, doesn't frame it quite as nicely, does it? Nonetheless, we've once again returned to Waking Sands. It really does look quite a lot like the, like, what is it? The Fisherman's City, right, in Final Fantasy VIII? Ooh, Tataru is missing. I wonder where he could be. It's he, right? He? Tataru's he? I don't think so. I think that, I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, this seems bad. Yeah, I partied hard after Titan went down, too. Is this, Return of the Jedi? Jabba's palace, everybody passed down. Noraxia. This is a diplomatic incident now. She wasn't even one of ours. Yo, this one is glad. Walking one is safe. Oh shit, hang on. My recording didn't unpause there, sorry. I was just saying, this is Jedi. Help me take this mask off.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed.
Yeah, believe it. I'm gonna grab the tea while we get this auto-playing cutscene going.
Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoix, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more.
It's really weird that you're attributing our supernatural power to Louisoix, who after all is just a dead guy. Whoa.
Advance no further!
They're just collapsing? What? Ooh, she's got gun.
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy.
This place is supposed to be secret. What, you afraid you've been exposed, Tataru?
Confound it.
That is not strong enough language for what's happening here. Your whole little covert project.
Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you.
Play dead. Try not to scream when you hear theirs.
I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
No one here is innocent. Everyone here is a cop.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Scion. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Yeah, why are you the only one who's not? She's armed, but not armored. Oof. Kapow.
Search all you will. The one you seek
Shot
is
past
not
her.
here.
I was like, what am I looking at?
So it would seem.
Having stylized lips on your mask is uncomfortable.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Let me just reveal my sources to you.
Hold that thought.
It was the bug. Terrible if ooh, wow. Okay, harsh. Harsh.
No!
You don't understand. We worked very hard to...
Conditions of surrender. Denied.
Fair enough. Ooh, yikes.
Cease at once!
Ooh, the double impalement. Yikes.
Have you not done enough?
That is, brutality from the
Perhaps.
Garleans.
Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, The High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now.
Yeah, please at least take her hostage.
They
Come
say
on.
she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream.
Yikes. And this is Princess Leia. This is all
said
Star Wars
enough.
shit. Whoa. Why is this dude just going hog wild on
We
some
leave.
corpses?
Bring the prisoners.
Looks like the Scions are in a little bit of a fix. Walking One Minfilia asked this one to... In case Walking One returned, this one was to say... At church in Eastern Thanalan, Walking One must claim sanctuary. Were the Garleans really not watching this place on the assumption we would come back? This one tried to protect Walking One Minfilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. That I might look upon you with my own eyes. Why didn't James Earl Jones get to be the dude under the mask? Surely they could have rigged that up. It's implausible that Luke's father is black. I mean, it's a weird galaxy. That is by far the least strange thing in Star Wars. Anything that makes racists supremely angry is usually good. Neuraxia. Nothing to say. Neuraxia is gone. A true loss. I remember all those times we had together, like when she walked into Waking Sands and startled Tataru. I don't know. Tataru's stuck. It's looking barren right now. I think that they are responsible for quite a bit. Anyway, no need to walk out. We can just zip over to Camp Drybone. I'll see you in the desert. I think I remember what's about to happen. We're about to meet somebody we met once before, under a new name. Every time I do something like that and just bypass the long meandering road, it fills me with light. I can feel Heidelin singing through me. Thanks for the power of flight. Lattice Mother. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there's anything I could do to... I don't know if I have a Deckard Cain voice. If there's anything I could do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. What will we say? The wild roses are dead, Father, and I know not what to do. Curse my enemies, Father, called out divine vengeance upon those who butchered my friends. Wild roses seems like the line. Wild roses. I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. Iliud, what was his name? Cat. How could this have happened? He looks like Penn. And you are certain the Minfilia... What does Penn sound like? Well, imagine that he's Penn. Remember in 2016 when Penn Jillette penned an article in favor of Bernie and then came under fire from all of his libertarian buddies saying, "That's not libertarianism. He's a communal." And Penn was like, "Oh, you're right, actually. Never mind." It's just an insight into the libertarian mind. Even you can fully identify a candidate who is in favor of the people's will, and then be reminded that it's actually not in line with your bullshit ideology. And you are certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Uh-huh. The faceplate on this feels like it's a long way away. We are yelling, boy, this evening. Not all that tired. Let us pray no further harm comes to them. Lilting we are, lilting. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Benfilia's. I've known her since she was but a child. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. Flashback! I swore then to do everything in my power to support her. As a child? And I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister scions. Well, it's going to be a service they need. Mass grave, maybe. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquis, would you come here for a moment? Yes, father? If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquis. He's a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain, Marquis is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Lass's experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquis, I want you to look after Longpoint. Do you understand? Yes, father. No cat does this character as Ringo Starr. We'll see how far I can take that. What else you got to say, Iliad? So many tragedies have befallen us in recent years, the calamity, the primals. Alas, it is only within our power to shepherd the souls of the fallen, and pray that they find peace in Thal's realm. You can't even do that. You just solve the egos of the living. Esmore, as an adventurer, you're familiar with guild leaves, yes? If so, you've likely seen our Saint Adama Landama, for his wealth and munificence were such that some guild leaves now bear his likeness. Strange state of affairs, though, that a church bearing the name of a rich saint should now be overrun with the poor who come to bury their dead. That's a very weird thing. Huh. Can we see the likeness of this saint around here? Is there a statue to Adama Landama? Edward!
My little sis was the only family I had left, till the flux up and took her away too. 'Twere easy, but I brung her all the way up here. Now all's left is to put her to rest proper like she deserves.
Jesus. Errol, welcome to the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Our patron saint was a wealthy man in life, and so many merchants used to come calling to pray for his favor. But that all changed after the calamity. Our small lich yard grew and grew as we took on the dead. Now we receive more mourners than merchants. This world is bleak. It is bleak as fuck. Eluned. Ever as man sought to better his life, all too often at the expense of his brother. That desire and hope can beget suffering and death is a regrettable yet undeniable truth. Ilkum, although I'm not qualified to assist with the rites, I offer what assistance I can to the priests. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just getting in the way, though. Dyer. Fondrick. Rest in peace, dear uncle. Technically a cousin thrice removed, but who's counting? I'm too busy dividing up that estate of yours. Jesus, even when it's melancholy, it's still everyone is a fucking shit. Everyone sucks. Marquis, you can't take it with you. Excuse me, Longpoint, do you have a moment? It concerns this broken... I think he's becoming Kuno. Concerns this broken horloge that was found in the pockets of a man brought here for burial. There's also Lister, little Lister in there. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with this device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey... He's just going to be our own thing. I would ask that you journey to Camp Tribone in my stead to obtain a bull-pointed chisel and a pair of needle-nosed pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they'd be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. This should cover it. Who is it really reminding me of? Shut up, shut up, shut up. It's a line from... somebody who says, Gobshite. What's you know, copper? Shut up, shut up, shut up. It's a Discworld character, I think, but I can't think who. Traveling Goldsmith. Bullpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nose pincers. Those things don't come cheap, you know. Weighty coin purse. Oh yeah, we've changed our inventory UI, by the way. A small yet heavy leather sack containing presumably roughly the amount of gil needed to purchase the tools requested by Marquis. Any surplus coin could be considered commission owed to whichever party in the transaction is bright enough to claim it as their own. Yeah, that would be capitalism you're discussing. Those balls. I mean, yeah, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Claiming surplus that other people do not know that they are allowing you to claim. Sort of the operating principle of profit most of the time. Ooh, Cappy's about to fight X-Death. Hey Marquis, where are you from? You have a funny accent. Have you brought the tools I requested? Bullpoint chisel. Unlike carpenter's chisels, which have flat heads, the bullpoint chisel is a pointed one and is used by expert goldsmiths to perforate soft metals. Needle-nose pincers are often employed by goldsmiths or clockwork engineers to seize and manipulate minuscule pieces of minuscule pieces of wire. Excuse me. Went to go watch that X-Death, and then I sat around for 15 minutes and it didn't pop. And then it finally did as I was just about to get back into things, and whole interruption. Long and short of it is, we just lost half an hour of MSQ progress, so don't blame me if this episode is shorter than you thought. Hand over the wife manipulator. Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Thought I repaired the device easily. Though I repaired the device easily, this sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved to the mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I'd performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Long Point, this was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Elened. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Very good. I think it best that it be returned to him. Never maintained the properly soft voice when adopting other goofy voices. I think it best that it be returned to him. I guess I probably could, I don't know. Elened. Good morrow to you, sir. Have you come to pay respects to this man? Repaired horloge. By some manner of clockwork wizardry, this strange contraption can precisely measure and follow the 24 bells in a single turn of the sun. So clocks don't exist in this world? Or watches, at least. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passage of time. Perhaps they are more common in Garlemald. I'm given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquis said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear. I don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy. It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquis manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Yes, suspicious, bringing out the dead. I recognize you now, Longpoint. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. I didn't know them. No one I knew died. I didn't recognize any of those bodies. There was a flower. The flower wilted. I knew that flower. Alright. Let's just go back over to fucking Waking Sands. Let's go pick up some fucking corpses. Supposed to save the world, and here I am playing. Thinking about caste societies. The Warrior of Light, of course, inhabits all positions in society simultaneously. That is their fundamental nature. See, it's important to empathize, both with the downtrodden and with the extremely wealthy. How else can compromise be achieved? Systems of dominance always need to be respected when composing your revolution. Key that no one's feelings be hurt on your way back to Waking Sands. So where's the bodies, Vesper Bay shopkeep? You don't look like one of them church fellas, not that I'll turn your way, no sir. As you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so it's off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. It was the stuff of nightmares, I tell you, God's damned Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hells don't want to know. Sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you round here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage that comes to haul the bodies into the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I've a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folk are starting to turn. I love to hoist the rotting bodies of my fallen comrades. Do I know any of these people? I guess I'd probably talk to all of them at one point. We're just gonna leave the flower there, huh? Or maybe it's like the second set. Yeah, it's the second set. Who's this dude? Did you have a name, Mr. Greensuit? Was one of you the guy who was looking for his twin brothers? Large man, I remember when you were size. Those were good days. Ooh, falling cat. Small man, you and large man, an inseparable pair. It took less time to pick up the small one than the large one. That's funny. Okay, good joke. Good joke. Disconcerted coachman. What happened to the big fella? Wait, what did happen to the big fella? I forget it, just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. I missed something. I have the big fella. How are you able to lift this stiff scion of the 7th Dawn corpse into your bag is a mystery best left unsolved. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend a hand with the rest then. So do you normally transport like silks or something? You're really gonna want to scrub that cart down, because these folks are ripening. Yeah, this one's taking forever, even though it's small one sized. Who knows? Who knows? On Scion. I don't recognize any of you people. Who gathered the remaining corpses. The one that we knew is saved for last. You'll make excellent mulch, and the future will grow from you. We'll see to it. Oh, nice touch in there. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. Neuraxia's corpse, the sylph's peaceful expression belies the fact that she no longer lives. Mystery best left unsolved. That should be all of them, thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the lich yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Hello, Ned. Gotta see you again. Whoop. T. Oh, shit. Come on. So let me take some action simultaneously, why don't you? This is an unflavored Earl Grey. No milk, no honey. It was just because I couldn't be bothered. Took it over with me as it steeped, sitting right beside me. Hello, Ned. I brought you 8 nightmare bodies. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago. We've begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Keep talking, Ellen Ned. barely not on the lonesome prairie. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with sylphic tradition. Yeah, most of her family has probably been mind-wiped and is now living in service of Ramu. They'll probably see that she's not moving anymore and think, good, she's finally achieved enlightenment. This world is a morbid place. 9 ivies. It really is just so fast going everywhere this way. I love it. Hey, Kamuxio, that emissary you sent to us, we were trying to look after her. This one's surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Here you go. Neuraxia. But this one does not understand. Well, we didn't look after her. Kamuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Yeah, terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. You never asked for aid in the first place, really. We were kind of sticking our noses in. Neuraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. Certainly, just let me lay it all out. So, not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends lost as well. Neuraxia. Neuraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. And Neuraxia was laying on the ground there for like several days before I got back. I'm very sorry. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial ones must pay. Imperial ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Neuraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. It's a good thing that Thananax didn't just die in like a cart accident and then we made up a story to attempt to shore up their loyalty to us. That'd be pretty dire if we did something like that. It doesn't seem like a CIA move though, does it? I mean, that's intelligence with intelligence. A kinder, gentler, clandestine organization that foments civilian casualties wherever it casts its careless hand. Ned, we thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining scions in the lich yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you've already done much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Erwin. I shall strive to. I mean, listen. I didn't know any of these people. Aquis, he believes he's being watched. Not imagining it, Long Point, or no one being watched. This is different, sinister. It is if I'm under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. You take a look outside for me, please. Only take a moment. Yes, of course. Just let me get on my Oryx here. Destination. This is gonna be an instanced thing. They always are, right? When they're glowing purple like that. Oh, nope. Imperial Frumentarius. Imperial Obliteratus. Well, you were right, Marquis. There was definitely a dude. I've taken care of that, so everything's probably fine now. You were attacked, weren't you? You unarmed. Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. You could ask his bits. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone.
Wait, Father Eliud must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Yeah. Heavens forfend. Such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? Well, he was labeled Frumentarius. Imperial short sword, standard issue for all Garlean infantry. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquis was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before the Imperials come. I don't know how well equipped the flames are for dealing with Imperials, even in their masses, and certainly the local branch of cops. Hey, it's Alphino in his terrible shoes. Alphino, put on a shirt. What is going on? You're fucking 15, boy.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate.
Go ahead.
At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn.
Well, somebody's taking initiative.
that
We've just been
end-
playing with bodies.
I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
Talking about me, boy?
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
I'm having a memory. Please get out of my head.
Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Use the command phrase. What if this weren't actually Sid and were just a man trained on the delivery of a passcode to believe that he was? Plot twist. All you really need is to believe in yourself. That's the nature of Eorzea, isn't it? Get enough crystals and you can summon Sid into being. Anime noises. Here's my... I have your crate.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you.
Your father wanted you to have it when you were old enough,
You
but
bore
your
the
uncle
mark
wouldn't
of
allow it.
greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief.
5
but it felt as
years.
though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life.
Is Sid just like prematurely gray? You
But
don't seem that
it is
much
time
younger.
for you to help those who truly need you.
I wanted you to stay here and not save the world. Lift the hammer.
Who are you?
I'm Star Fox.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service.
Yeah.
As a
Put a shirt on,
scion
my
of
boy.
the 7th Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction,
They seem pretty interested
leaving
in
the scions
conquest.
to combat the primal threat unaided.
Yeah, they just have to infiltrate every organization on the realm.
And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all.
Is anybody really gonna miss us? They'd miss me. The other signs don't seem
The
to do
Ixal
anything.
have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak.
Alright, final primal of ARR. We are getting it. The wheels
Her
are
appetite
turning.
for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Take the desperate tribes
If we are
and be
to
like,
face our
even this
foe,
nuclear weapon
we
wasn't
must
enough.
first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary.
Crystals. There's gonna be an awful lot
And
of
for
getting
that,
crystals.
we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
Whoa. Now it's Final Fantasy for real.
I have an airship?
This is
yes,
our savior,
Sid,
is it?
you do. Your very own airship.
Did you bury it in a desert?
It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
I think nobody's found it in the 5 years since.
An airship? My airship?
Not doing well, huh?
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna go open your memory box. Come on. Just pull it out of there. Quick change.
Come,
Kept these freshly
let us
laundered
put
for
an
you,
end
Sid.
to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
Quite understand why people find Alphino so obnoxious. It seems like no one else has any initiative at all. Well, we're forcing this fucking 15-year-old child to take the lead.
They need my airship. They need me.
That's right, Sid. Your hand, your beefy arm. Quest complete. Iliad, what you got to say now? He who waited behind. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Longpoint, you wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as, the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity. Much like the Great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah, that's a reference to something the players did in the end of 1.0. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania toward Kurthus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhaps the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had a Dark Souls moment and forgot that he was talking about an army and not Koth and Framt. I'd hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Arwen. See with Ethelmar at Falgord Float. Sure. Zoop. Right next to the old Aetheryte. That is always appreciated. Zoop. The North Shroud. Still gonna mount up though. There's no distance too short. Is he up here on this thing? No, he's not. Is he down here? Where's our man? Ah, he's in this hut. Hey, we've been here before. Ophi, what have you got to say? Have your travels taken you west to the snow-covered highlands? I've not been there myself, but 'tis common knowledge that the Ixal roost in Kurthus in great numbers. Ever must we keep a wary eye on our borders. Ethelmar, is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? One moment. There we go. I don't need to refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Kurthus. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifor at Florentel's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I'm unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Well, I may just have a solution to that. Tending graves nearby, or on the other side of the continent. Not the other side of the world, but continent. Alder Springs. Vortifor, you got a good name. You have come in search of Vortifor? Well then, well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a warlord for many years, since before the great snows came to Carthus. What exactly is this about? At the final flight of the Enterprise, I do indeed remember that day. Cold reception. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held a spar alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I've ever seen split the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Carthus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to attain them you would need to deal with the Guardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalmud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plight of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. But they may refuse you at first. I have little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Very well. Time to go to Snowhell. Have we been here together yet? I know Snowhell well. As usual, it won't be nearly as bad with the air at our feet. The Carthus Central Highlands. Sure is fucking cold here. Bring back my desert, please. I miss when it was warm. So this is an interesting question. That, one of the hallmarks of a Final Fantasy game is that it will take you to a bunch of different environments. You know, you'll have the desert place and the forest place and the mountain place. Not uncommon in any piece of fiction, but definitely something that when missing from a Final Fantasy game feels missing. It's kind of surprising that it didn't feel missing from 7 Remake, actually. But over a long enough time span, we're going to have repeated uses of snowy, desert, etc. in Final Fantasy XIV. Will they do enough to distinguish them? Ludovois. Excuse me, can you repeat that? Do you wish to offer your services to us during dare? What pray tell do you wish to receive in exchange? Absurd. As if we permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Well, okay. Just let me fucking do a job for you, dude. Well, when you have mercy, are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. Stretched thin as it is. Where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? Should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. You still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You'll know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Great. Let's go find the boy. Where is he? Wait, is he in this dungeon? Oh no, he's a little tiny red spot there. Hello? And he keeled overnight. Sound of snow crunching underneath Sabatons grows louder. Hooded assaulter. Evaporated assaulter. Aiding. I'm using my wife tools. Wasn't for you, sir, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. The unending war. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be spending a lot of time here now, are we? Because you do spend a lot of time here. But it must not be now, surely. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We're a proud people beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmel. Certainly, and I shall do so from the sky, because these people are inevitably up at the top. And so entering via the roof seems the wiser plan. Are you not? Are you at the bottom? I'm gonna scream and kick and howl. Right in the middle. Hello, Admel. Ah, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovois be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Ravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Forlamort above. Couldn't you have pointed me at him directly? Did we have to have this little fucking interstitial nonsense? Here I am basically following the stairs instead of flying directly. It's hard to see where I could go here. Forlamort. No, absolutely not. Do you have any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between sovereign nations. Ours is a holy crusade. We are the arbiters of Haloni's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamort. I wish to speak to you regarding the recent... Oh, I didn't realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guillaume, you honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandair's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I'm told you seek an airship last seen in Kurthus 5 years ago, yes. You came to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Kurthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark while traveling. Do not give in to temptation. Deviate from your course. Is that a threat? Is that a threat? I was not aware you'd aided House Durandair in that fashion. Everybody's just learning this piecemeal. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. We're gonna have to fucking solve this war just to get this airship? Come on. Come on. What do you want, Forlamort? What do you want? Let's just say I want. You there, sir. Could not help but overhear your conversation with the Chief Astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine is yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in the vicinity. He would seek out the astrologian and confirm that he is well. It would greatly comfort me. Well, what else am I good for but finding the lost? Yeah, if they put a aetherite here in this facility, it would make things a lot quicker. Why isn't there one here? I guess they can't technically build aetherites. They exist naturally. I think maybe they can be artificially constructed, actually. I feel like I read a note somewhere saying that naturally or artificially created aetherites are just as good as natural ones. But they do just condense out of nowhere and cities are built around them. Established Astrologion. What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. Thought I could finish my work whilst the exile were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights. A man of House Durandair cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. Listen, I've been known to believe everything anyone asks of me. You just wait. So what became of that dude? Did he just get eaten by birds? I mean, there's worse fates, but wouldn't you rather not be eaten at all? That was on the table. He didn't have to be. First dicasterial observatorium of ethereal and astrological. The words faded before I could get to the last one. Ma'am, your boyfriend fed himself to the bird. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. I guess canonically we were on foot, so we'd killed our way to him. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him you have already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. You've already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portalan for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you will have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Great. Portalan. Phew. We can't do just an entire nation of comedy Frenchmen, but there is a particular character who I think we may need to bring that voice back for. Character who is the worst. He is the worst. He wears a helmet all the time. When he takes it off, you realize he's just a Sephiroth, but even less handsome. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you've rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you've given us no cause to distrust you. But while you've performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It's only fitting that you aid us one final time. Wouldn't you agree? Men of honor, and yet mercenary to the end. Gonna go find his carrot. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship, but worry not, for this task should take a man of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Helena, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. This favor for a favor style, where we're not actually agreeing on anything ahead of time, seems real scammy to me. Some 20 years passed, the heir to House Durandare was lost at sea. Accomplished he was, and wise for one so young. 'Twas corsairs, they say. Had he lived, things might be very different for the Observatorium, and for House Durandare, as a matter of fact. What else you got to say, Portalan? You need not watch the sky so long as House Durandare holds the Observatorium. Should the Dravanians come, the golden bell will sound, and all of Ishgard shall hearken to its call. Good. Looks like we're headed southwest. Dragonhead. You know it's getting good. You know that I'm at the point where I should stop when all I can do is read out the words flickering up on the screen. Stolen wares. Recovered. So did no one even come out here and look? It's a snow goobu. Frosty goob. What's he called? Highland goobu. I'm being watched. The enemy is still about. Hooded assaulter. I'm too high level for them to actually aggro on me. Oh shit. I've been stunned. I don't think that'll save you, unfortunately. Cappy was saying to me that in the next expansion they should do QLEX as the guest raid from Mario RPG. And he is correct. He is 100% correct about that. Alright, I got your shit, dude. Portalan. Have you good tidings to share, or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Goods bound for market stolen by a band of heretics, stolen by a band. Why didn't these stack? They usually stack. There's probably some reason for it, or maybe none at all, who knows. Gods bless you, friend. It's all here, every last... but wait. That chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells, that's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me a draconian rosary in the possession of Lord Francel. And perhaps it is not so difficult to fathom. House Hallinard is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Elenard. 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 This seems really false flaggy to me. They arranged for these things to be found. They were out of... I mean, if this were like the TSA, well, if it was a TSA, they would first give you a lot of shit, then wave you through, even though it was incredibly insecure. But if it were a working security organ, it would say, these were out of your sight, so we cannot be confident that they are in fact yours. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Yep, this is the time that we're going to spend a bunch of time here in Snowtown. We're probably like halfway done. Sir Carilo has something very important to tell us. Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Elenard for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. Man, everybody is just taking everybody for their word here. It must be very convenient for everyone involved if Francel gets the dance twitching legs hanged. Francel, are you you're just up here in a cabin? What kind of noble are you just living in this hut? Hut life. Hey, it's Sylvantel. You know the reason Skyfire Locks is thus devised? A handful of diamonds tossed upon a hillside rather than a carcanet of brilliance decorously arranged. Your fucking jewelry metaphor is beyond me, buddy. The locks are shelter for our people against dragons. Scattered is safer. One cannot steal a necklace if there's none to steal. That was a beautiful little analogy there, but it was beyond me. Stefano, let the rabble blither what they will over their rude cups. Forth he may be of his father's loins, but Sir Francel is first in piety and discernment. Skyfire Locks can be in no better hands. Yes, you look as if you have something to say, do you? And you look as if you're 12 and have been struck by the fashion catastrophe train. Seek an audience of the bearers of the White Lily. Go with the wild rose blooms. No, is that an Edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? Okay. Vulgar, but... I see Sir Carilo has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity he has not been seen in Curthis since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, or if they harbor even the slightest doubt. Oh, this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late, as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. The gods, or man. What's going on with my voice? Weakness. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship. I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I should direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Orchefin of House Fortemps commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Aren't you going to get inquisitated? Shouldn't I, see if I can help clear your name? Just talking priorities here, Francel, you know. I'm just saying they've already made me wait on the airship, and if I could save your life, you'd probably be more useful to me. As a priority, as a first order of business, if they stick pokers in you, I can't just pull them out. so we should really avoid the pokening in the first place. Hey, it's Brigitte. Does my presence make you uncomfortable? Be at ease, child. If you are a goodly righteous man, you have nothing to fear from an inquisitor. Yeah, I heard that one before. Skywatcher. Oh, they've got some kind of quest. Not one that I can do right now. It's all fun. Yeah. The arms of House Fortomp is a unicorn erased and wreathed in thorns. I wonder what erased means in heraldry. The unicorn is unique to Kurthus, but they are hardly to be found in these parts. A shame. Do you like the shield upon my back? The painter did excellent work, I feel. I do like the unicorn's horn. Wonder if erased means that it's pale on a dark field as opposed to dark on a pale field. Let me look it up. Erasure in Blazon, the language of heraldry, is the tearing off of part of a charge, leaving a jagged edge of it remaining. In Blazons, the term is most often found in its adjectival form, erased, and is usually applied to inanimate charges, most often to heads and other body parts. The term erased is most often used to an animal's head, when the neck is depicted with a ragged edge as if forcibly torn from the body. Erased heads are distinct from those couped, in which the first are left with a jagged edge and the second have a straight edge as if cut with a sword. 1854 John Craig's dictionary says, in heraldry anything is said to be erased which appears forcibly torn off, leaving the edges jagged and uneven. When a tree or plant is shown uprooted with bare roots showing, it is called eradicated. That's cool. Sick. Man, the people who wrote this just are full of, They have just enough, whether or not they had that ready to go, or they were like, let's talk about heraldry a little and put it in there. It definitely felt like a detail informedly shared. Hey, look at these dudes. Ain't it cold? You're keeping yourselves warm, yourselves and each other. Lots of dragons outside. Oh no, I want the rat to go back. It was good. I was going to show Rook a picture. Maybe I'll set that up when we're done, which I think will be soon. Enchant. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself, but enough chatter. Pray tell me why you've come. Nothing would give me more pleasure. If there's any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Kurthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cardano, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fortomp. I'm not really here to have a good time, you understand? I'm here to, the Rose and the Unicorn, and the heraldry conversation. Well, is that a good place to call it? That probably is a sensible place, narratively, to shelve this for the evening. Didn't make quite as much progress as I would have liked, but hey, step by step, we make our way toward the skies of Heavensward. See you soon.